Oh man,
What else is new with you besides Fighter Fest?
I stepped down as a TO for Smash.
Oh, congrats.
Congrats.
I mean, you've told me stories, I've seen some things, I've read a lot of tweets, so I mean, it's a mental break for you.
It is.
That's 100% a mental break, and that's good. You have reliable people such as Sabrick and Lizard King, like that could be a TO. You're able to spend your Saturday in peace
Yeah.
or cause more problems, one of those two.
Nah, it's just gonna be more peaceful and
Yeah, I know.
more peaceful, and then well, I might as well just get into it or whatnot
Well, why
because
not? We might as well.
yeah, I might as well get into it. So, granted on Twitter because I did say that I will discuss my frustrations and whatnot when when doing Smash and whatnot, and still to this day I'm leaving on a good note. I'd rather leave on a good note than on a bad note, be all negative and just because I can easily
100%.
like I could easily, but what led me to this what led me to this decision, of course, there's some personal reasons as to why, but it's not more so of the community. It's just more so of just me. Cause like I have some personal stuff I gotta handle. So it's just like one of those things where it's just like on Saturdays, I'm gonna have to take, I'm Saturdays, I just like, I've done it for a while and I'm comfortable letting someone else do it to the point where I don't need to oversee everything for Smash other than on the more logistical or technical level, like stream setup, acquiring more setups, monitors, whatever. That is the only time I will continue to support Smash. It's just on that level. But everything else, creative wise, tournament wise, I'm out. I'm done.
Good.
I'm done because mentally it was just like I got to a point where just like I'm mentally tired of this. And granted, there is people that do appreciate what I've done from when running tournaments, when it was inside of Flynn's, when we had about maybe, I don't know, 6 to 8 people for Smash. Then it grew to the point where we had to run tournaments outside of the arcade, and that grew to about 20 to 30. And now we bring it in here. That number goes up to 30, 40, 50, 60, and whatnot. And, man, where? Trying to find words to properly say this, but I enjoyed it. I had a lot of good time doing it. I had a lot of fun doing it, and there were moments where like I would have like disconnections. Like I don't feel connected with that community for as long as I've been running it. I don't feel connected because what I've come to notice and realize is like the community is very clique-ish based, and during that time period, it was like people within the community who have been in the community for a long time will always harken back to versus, and it was just like y'all are holding me to a standard to what a venue that used to exist to be and whatnot. And
right.
and it's like I've been to Versus before, not as often, but I've been there before, and it's like Versus and Flynn's are completely different.
It's a night and day difference.
It's two completely different venues, and they both run differently from each other. There's similarities, but they're unique. And holding myself as a CEO to a standard, like I need to live up to that standard, is just like, for me, it's like, it's not realistic to me. If anything, I can just, do the basics, not just the bare minimum. I mean, the bare minimum is very easy, but not just like do all these great and grandiose things that Versus used to do for the Smash community. It's like I can't live up to that. And it's like, to hold TOs who are new to the scene that want to be a part of the Smash community, to hold them to that standard is very unrealistic, because you don't know what they're capable of doing financially. Most of the stuff that the Smash community would want is like, it's not financially it doesn't make sense financially, because like I see the logic, I see the reasoning behind it, but it's just not possible.
It's money. It's simply money.
Yeah, it's simply money. Like, you want these. It's like you want a really great tournament experience on a more local level, but financially, when it comes to everything in here for Flynn's and whatnot, it's just like, bro, it's not possible. It's just not. And it's not the fact that I don't want to do it. It's just the fact that it just does not make sense, because at times the community can be inconsistent. Well, where they'll show up a lot in the beginning, and then
They'll just
months down the line, it'll start to dissipate. So it's just like, it's not sustainable. So if it's not going to be that sustainable, then it's just like, I'd rather not put that much investment in. I would not invest so much financially into that if I don't see it if it doesn't make sense for the long run. Now, for one-off event or special event, cool, yeah. But just like the longevity of that, to give you that same experience on a weekly basis, is like, bro,
that's taxing.
Yeah, it's taxing, yes, because it's like, there's a lot on me that I would have to do to live up to that expectation. And I remember, several months back, almost a year back, where I'm just like, y'all want a major tournament level experience on a local level, but y'all don't understand how much money goes into a major level experience. Hell, even on the regional level experience, as I've come to learn, this shit is expensive.
Yes, it is.
It is expensive.
It's terrifying just imagining the prices of resources and such.
Like, resources are not cheap.
No, they are not.
Consoles are not cheap. Monitors are not cheap. I would have to scavenge and scour. And what makes my situation unique as a Smash TO is the fact that I also have other communities that I also need to cater to as well. Because there's the Strive community, there's the Tekken community, there's the Grand Blue community. I have to cater to them as well. So I have to make sure that I have PS4s, I have all the DLC for all these other games that I'm running tournaments on, and do stuff for y'all. So I'm in a pickle. I'm in a struggle to trying to satisfy one community and then keep the other one satisfied, to the point where it's like, I'm not neglecting them for y'all, or vice versa. It was a tough, constant struggle for me, doing Smash, and then of course doing all of FGC, because just like, you're trying to cater to two communities, you're trying to grow both communities, but it's just like, it was mentally taxing on me and financially taxing on me on top of that as well, because the fact that I'm not getting paid to do this from the very beginning and up until now. And I've told this to, a couple of people, whatnot. I put in 5 G's into doing this.
Yeah.
5
definitely.
G's. Now, I will say, and I will disclose this, I can't disclose everything, but I will disclose that I have started making my money back.
Good.
So from 5 G's, I would say I'm now down to probably about 4,200.
Good. That's
so
nice.
I've made my progress, but it's slow, and that's because I have a lot of faith in what I'm doing. I have to also spend smartly. I have to also make sure that what I put out, eventually I know I'm going to get a good portion or some of that portion back in return, so that way I can reinvest it right back in. Mm-hmm. Like, if I had if I were to make any money, let's just say I make a huge killing off of Firefest 6, 7, 8 or whatnot, I would not spend that money on myself, because I would put it right back into the community. Like, okay, what do I need?
It's a rinse and repeat.
Yeah, because I have to keep this sustained for a longer period of time. So it's not like if I were to spend the money on myself, then Flynn's would not be like the tournament experience at Flynn's would not be where it's at. It would not be to the level where it's at now. If I were to just get the money from the tournaments, spend it on myself, do whatever I want, it would not be to where it's at now because I always reinvested the money right back into the community. Like, I'm not going to take a dime off of it or whatnot because I believe in sustaining this for a much longer period of time so that way I can keep this going for months and months and months and months. And up until a point, it's a year, I'm still keeping this going. And little by little, you'll start to see some new things, pop up every now and then. Like, look at the wall setup over there. That is new.
That is.
Eventually, all the stuff in that back area over there, and with the sticker printer or whatnot, that is going to end up eventually go away. And we're gonna push more of the tournament stuff towards that back end, so that way there's even more room. I plan to also get 2 extra stream setups, or at least in area to where we could have 2 additional stream setups, so that way we can have 3 streams. And if we have 3 stream setups, guess what that means? I could run more games. I can cater to more other different unique communities. And once we get to that level and Flynn's decides to expand, which they do have plans to expand, then we could look into PC gaming. But everything is a progression. And as I'm learning this, it's like you don't want to just go all out all at once. You want to take your time because you go all out at once and you're not taking the time to cultivate and build and properly save your money, invest it smartly so that way you have something that can sustain you for a longer period of time. You eventually burn out. You eventually not looking at the road down ahead, like you don't see the end. And then once you reach that end, then I'm like, all right, I've reached this point. What's my next goal? Like, I did Fighter Fest 5 this year. My next goal to make sure that Fighter Fest 6 is even more successful. Fighter Fest 6 will have, hopefully, most likely at that point, more PS5s than PS4s, so that way we can run them on PS5, and on top of that, make sure that we have all games on all of our consoles. We'll have more monitors. I also plan to update all of the monitors in Flynn's for PS5 games, since there's going to be certain games that's going to run on 120. I want to make sure we take advantage of that. So eventually you'll start seeing new monitors being updated or swapped out. I'll still keep everything because they're good monitors,
yes,
solid monitors, but eventually I'm going to get newer ones. So that way we're able to take advantage of the 120 hertz mode. But everything is progress. And as I'm, learning this with, Smash or whatnot, and, you have people within that community, like, you can try your best to, accommodate them, and they'll still shit on you.
No, they'll find a way to complain.
Yeah, they'll find a way to complain and whatnot. And something that, like, my pet peeve with them complaining is, they'll go to social media to complain, but they won't come to you directly and tell you about it.
Yeah.
I hated that, because now you're putting out there to the public that, oh, this is a shitty venue. Meanwhile, you have a TO that's trying his best to accommodate the needs for the community and give y'all the best experience that he or she could possibly give y'all. And to me, it's like, it's not fair. Mm-hmm. And as I'm realizing this and I'm going through this, constantly over and over again, mind you, this is before when I had that bad Amarath take on Twitter.
Yes.
This is before.
Oh, yeah.
This is well before that. And I'm just like, I'm trying my best. And, week in and week out, I'm trying to make it work with this community. But it's just like, I'm getting annoyed with this shit And when I have like Lizard King take over for Saturdays and whatnot, to me it was just like it was like a breath of fresh air. It's like I get off work, I can go straight home and not have to come to the arcade. Like when it got to that point, I'm just like, this feels good. This feels really, really good to just be like, I can relax, I can chill, and
you definitely seem more relaxed. I can say that.
And I don't have to be like, now I gotta go do Smash. When I do Strive, it's just like, all right, I got energy for Strive. I know tonight's gonna be good. I want to see who's gonna show up. It's gonna be a good time. All the the usual people are gonna come out. It's gonna be a good time. I'm excited for Sundays. Sundays I get excited for. Fridays, depending on the game.
My group chat's always excited for Sundays. Like I have like a West Palm Beach group chat / Illuminati. It's the funniest thing.
Yeah, and like Fridays, it dabbles here and there and whatnot, but like yeah, that's how my mood was for like Saturdays. Was just like I was like out.
You were dreading.
Yeah, dreading it, and all the other days it's just like, all right, I'm excited. I got energy for it. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Yeah, everything else is bonus, but Smash, I knew it like drained you. Even seeing on Sundays or another episode, you're just like, oh shit. Like you definitely seem more refreshed than usual, and that's good.
Yeah, and as I said before, I don't want to use this as an opportunity to shit on the Smash community. No. I'm not shitting on them at all, because despite my frustrations with the community from time to time, there's still a lot of good people within the community. And yeah, I am going to miss them. I am going to miss them because the fact that I'm not going to be TOing, I'm just going to completely remove myself from Smash altogether, because it's just like I need that mental break.
You do.
I need that mental break. Granted, I will still run Smash tournaments at conventions. Florida SuperCon, I'll still run it. Otaku Fest, I'll still run it. Maybe Anime EY if they want us to run tournaments or whatnot. I don't know, but I'll still run Smash tournaments at conventions. But as far as at Flynn's, I'm done. I'm out completely.
Good.
And that's why I'm giving Lizard King and Saybreak 100% free control to do Smash the way that they would want. So it's like my era is done. And do I see myself ever coming back? No, I'm not coming back. Granted, I am going to miss a lot of people within that community because, as I said before, there are still a lot of good people within the Smash community. Despite my frustrations with that community, there's still a lot of good people. And I don't want to overlook that. Smash is still in a good place, but you just have that click mentality of that, if your venue is not versus or gives us that versus-esque vibe feel, then it's just like, well, you're just another venue that just run tournaments. There's nothing really special. And you can see that with the community. You can definitely see that with the community, especially on social media, because for me, I watch their behavior offline and online, and it's clear as day. They'll deny it, but it's just like, nah, it's clearly there. And it sucks because I remember back when before the whole NATO situation, I'm not going to speak on that, but with at Bula Smash up in Boynton and whatnot. And I remember the TO, PGW Phoenix. He was trying his best, and you had some people within the Smash community giving him a hard time. Tournaments take too long. There's not enough setups and whatnot.
You had people just complaining.
Yeah, people complaining, and it's like y'all don't even go to him. Y'all will vent on social media, but y'all don't even go to him through his DMs, which is open, or through Discord, which is open, to talk to him about some of these things that you're having problems with. Like, you have to voice it on social media and then give the impression that, oh, this venue is ass, this venue is shit, the TO sucks. granted, yeah, you're voicing your frustrations, but other people could look at it as, well, I don't have to go to that venue.
Which is unacceptable behavior.
Yeah, it's like there are, like, I can count on both my hands of the amount of people that have come to me about issues about Flynn's and, like, you know, ways on, you know, doing it better and whatnot. I can only count on my two hands of the people that came to me. While everyone else, they complain on social media and, you know, make us TOs look bad. And now we have to work even harder to try to fix the situation, correct it, and earn the community's trust. And I felt like, for me, I was working my ass off to regain that trust, to, you know, gain that favor, or to a certain extent, gain their acceptance, you know. Like, you know, hey, I am a part of this community. I want to be, you know, treated, you know, same as everybody else. I don't like the fact that y'all go on social media and y'all say these things about the venue and whatnot when it's like, you know, sometimes there are some things that are like, it's out of my control. Like, if they're, like, a good example, on Saturdays when the Smash players are here, Eddie does not want them to bring outside food, because when they bring outside food, the thing that they'll do is they don't throw it away. They leave it on the tables.
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
Yeah, it's like, don't trash the venue. Like, respect the venue. Like, if they don't want outside food, respect it. Simple as that. Just respect the venue. Don't bring outside food if they don't want you to and whatnot. But, you know, they still do it. And then they trash the place. Now, of course, you can ask, you know, case by case. Like, I know with FGC, I know they don't bring a lot of outside food, but if they do, they always ask. They always ask the people up front. And same thing on Sundays. You know, if y'all bring outside food, y'all ask, and then, of course, y'all throw it away. Y'all don't leave. Like, when we leave on Sundays, we make sure everything is clean. Like, everyone's, you know, throwing out their cans, throwing out their bags of snacks or whatnot. Like, we're leaving this place clean. Like, and that's something that
it's simple matters that you got to respect the venue, you got to respect the people that work for the venue. Like, shoot, I'll even ask Lucas if he wants food.
Yeah.
I will literally say, like, even if I'm getting myself food, I want to make sure that the people up front are taken care of. I want to make sure you're alive at least.
Yeah. And for me, you know, I was trying my hardest to gain that community's, you know, acceptance for a while. And, just trying to be in good faith and good standing and whatnot. And I'm trying my hardest, and it's just like, I'm not connecting with I'm not connecting with this community. Maybe because it's an age difference, because I'm in my 30s and most of them are in their, you know, early to mid 20s, some in their late teens or whatnot. Maybe because of there's that gap, that huge age gap.
Yes.
I'm not connecting with them. And the more that's becoming prevalent, that's where it's just like, I don't think I connect well with this community at all. And I'm trying my hardest to connect with them.
You definitely did. You put a lot of effort.
Yeah. And it's just like, even when you do all of that, it's like you're still not living up to the expectation of their former venue that they once had, you know. And it sucks because it's like,
that's disappointing.
Yeah, because it's like, we're not versus, but at least appreciate us for what we're trying to do. At least show, you know, like tell people that, hey, you know, there's all these other great venues that have, you know, different unique things. They may not be versus, but they all have their, you know, their uniqueness that, attracts people to their, you know, to the venue, to the place of business on a, you know, weekly basis. I don't see that a lot with Smash players, and that's sad.
Yeah, like, if I go to a venue, I'm at least telling my friends about it, telling my own family about it. Even if my family doesn't care, at least they know where I went and I had a good time or not.
And then on Twitter, when I had my bad MRF take, I think that's when it's like, okay, his credibility's here.
There.
And then it just completely dropped, and it's just like, now I got to work even 10 times harder to...
Yeah, you put yourself out that one.
Yeah. And I have to work even 10 times harder to try to, you know, gain their acceptance or whatnot. And it got to a point for me, like, I would say, if you could call it an epiphany or whatnot, but I just came to the realization that I'm not needed for this community. I'm not.
And that's perfectly okay.
I'm not needed for this community. I think I've done all that I can, and I've done all that I can, and I think that me stepping down is the best thing for them, and it's also the best thing for me.
Agreed.
And me not wanting to like just completely remove myself altogether, because granted, yeah, everything that's up and still standing and whatnot, yeah, it's most of it, if not all of it, is all me. Bringing this all together, putting this all together or whatnot, it's all me. But for me, it was like I need to get away. I came to the point where it's like, I'm done. I want out. I don't belong in this community. And I think they will be completely and perfectly fine not having me in this community. And that's how I felt. Like I would say like January, February, and then halfway to March, I had that feeling like I'm not needed, I'm not wanted. It's a good time for me to, step down. And I was telling, Lizard King that. I told Aerodust that, privately.
You're telling us now.
Yeah, and now I'm telling everybody else.
Which is good. It's a good way to close, like closing remarks for your Smash TO journey, and you now can expand on more or self-improvements.
And I still have a little bit more to say about that.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, and now that I'm like, you know what? I don't belong. I don't connect with this community. And I've tried. I've really, really tried. Have I fucked up? Absolutely. I own my mistakes. And I just keep pressing forward. I keep moving forward. And I try to do right. Not just by certain people, but I try to do right by everybody. I try to be fair towards everybody. And because if, someone fucked up at the venue or whatnot, and it's happened before, not often, but in the past where someone fucked up or whatnot, I would at least give them a second chance, because I would want that in return. Like, let me have another chance to redeem myself, to prove myself. And and I tried that with the Smash community. I just felt like, nah.
Yeah, understood.
And it also made me realize that there's another community, the FGC community, that they gave me that second chance. It was like, bro, you're only human. You've tried your best. A lot of people that have talked to me about the Smash community and and shared me their thoughts, saying that, bro, I don't see how you deal with this shit on a weekly basis with the Smash community, because they see it on social media as well. They see it a lot too. So they see what I go through, and they hate seeing that. So,
oh yeah, I agree.
So it's like, granted, I'm not neglecting the FGC side. I'm not, neglecting them, but it just made me more prevalent that that's where I belong. That's where I need to go. And yeah. And I think at Fyter Fest, it was just like, I was not expecting that jersey, but that's the level of appreciation that they showed me. And now it's just like, I'm happy. I'm happy with the decision and leaving Smash in good hands. I know it's going to be well taken care of. I'm going to, keep things running here on Flynn's, keep things moving forward. Everything's going to, progress and get better. I have plans for the FGC community, in the coming months. Some, interesting and unique ideas that I feel like is going to bring the community together and, continue to keep growing. And as far as Smash is concerned, as I said, on a technical and logistical level, I will support them. But that is as far as I'm going to go. Community-related events, I'm not there because I don't belong. So that's where I'm at with Smash. As I said, it's in a good place right now. I'm leaving it in good hands. There's a lot of great opportunity for them to keep growing. A lot of great opportunity, and I still have plan, and I still will still continue to plan that I had earlier this year. That I still want to bring new people into the community, whether it's Smash or the FGC. I still have plans. That is still on my goals list for 2023. Is to continue to keep bringing new faces in the community. Because that's what's going to keep it going. That's what's going to keep it thriving. More new faces means new competition. Also means new people getting good at the game. Because people are tired of seeing the same old faces,